County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, March 12th is now called to order. Andrea, would you please call the roll?
Good evening, everyone. As a reminder to all in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. It is now 5:10 p.m. Calling the roll, Mr. Schran.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Present.
Ms. Turner.
Present.
Ms. Stevens.
Present.
Ms. Simon. Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Mr. Byrne.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Council President Jones.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Andrea, is anyone signed in for public comment?
Yes, Ashley Petretic, I'm sorry.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley. I'm here today to talk about a ceasefire resolution. I've tried to get in contact with almost everyone here, and since it wasn't much luck, I'm here today to read part of the resolution that we had wrote. Section 1, being that County Council hereby expresses sympathy for the civilian victims, all of those affected by the horrific violence and war. Section 2, that the Cuyahoga County Council hereby decries all horrific acts of violence committed against any civilians of any kind. Section 3, that the Cuyahoga County Council hereby affirms Cleveland's status as a welcoming committee for those of the Jewish and Islamic faiths and any other religion. Section 4, that the Cuyahoga County Council urgently calls for a ceasefire and release of all civilians being illegally held or imprisoned on both sides of the conflict, along with establishments of humanitarian aid corridors in order to preserve human life. Section 5, that the Cuyahoga County Council calls for all Palestinian and Israelis to abide by international law, that the Cuyahoga County Council envisions a political resolution that will bring an end to the occupation and illegal settlement activities by Israel and recognizes the legitimate desire and need for a Jewish and Palestinian self-determination, as well as the legitimate desire and need for Israel and Palestine to live safely and securely. Section 6, the last section, that this resolution hereby declares to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of public peace, health, safety, and welfare. The reason that this immediately necessary for the council to express its support for victims of violence in Israel and Palestine and provide this resolution receives the affirmative of 2/3 the members elected or appointed to council, it shall take effect and be enforced immediately upon its passage and approval by the mayor, otherwise taken effect and be enforced at the earliest time allowed by law. These were just some of the things that were in there that I would like you all to consider passing for the sake of Palestine and Israel. And I would also like to have meetings with some of the members to talk more about this. Thank you.
Lou?
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's really sad to see we have a war against different peoples. In this country, we have got a war on drugs, war on different things, but now it's also a war on the unhoused population as well. Not only the unhoused throughout the country being criminalized, in our areas, the unhoused still treated like sometimes like an enemy or criminals, because it's all right to just stuff us into the buildings, not really humane for people to stay. I'm saying even the basic human needs are not met. You have seen photos. I use the shelter at the 2227 Payne Avenue as an example. Finally, last week, we could celebrate we will have a better design, a little bit more human-centered facilities for men's shelter at the 2020 Lakeside Avenue. But at that time, I did come to the Health and Human Services and Aging Committee meeting saying that I really wish I could be wrong, but I think all the improvements you will see in the photos I already showed you, these improvements would not come to the current buildings on 2227 Payne Avenue and the new construction for the women's shelter. Why? Physical structure, physical environment is not only vital to people's health, it's also important for a successful program, which county actually determines to deliver but always fails. Right now, behind me in the audience, I have a person who actually worked there, and she also has her own lived experience with this homelessness. Back in last week, Wednesday, Health and Human Services and Aging Committee meetings, YWCA CEO president and the new vice president of the programming, they both came here. Two nice ladies. I will tell you myself, they are the good-hearted, hardworking people. But unfortunately, due to the funding limits, it's very hard to find the same kind of people working in shelter environments, just like your correction facilities. That's the people I call in-correction officers. So in this case, if the physical structure cannot really be improved, the workers in there, not only their mental health is in jeopardy, they also get stressed out, and they can take it out on people staying there. This is the reason why in the past you see lots of the documents I sent before the meeting, they call incidents on whatever day for whatever thing. Please help. Thank you.
That concludes the public comment portion for today's meeting.
All right, thank you, Andrea. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve our minutes from our February 27th Committee of the Whole meeting and regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The minutes are approved. At this time, we'll have messages from our county executive.
Thank you, Council President Jones and members of council. Good evening. Just wanted to reference a few items, mutual interest. One is with great gratitude. Just wanted to say thank you to the services of Secretary Marcia Fudge, who's been incredibly helpful to us in many of her roles, most recently as part of the President's Cabinet as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Had a chance to meet with her in her offices to talk about opportunities in Cuyahoga County, and she has delivered here and prior in worlds that I've been in with her, and she's just somebody that we're going to miss in public life, certainly as Secretary and formerly as Congresswoman and formerly as Mayor. I'm sure there will be ways in which we'll all celebrate her service, but just wanted to say tonight, thank you to Secretary Marcia Fudge. In her outgoing comments, one of the things she picked up on quite a bit was the continued need to serve our unhoused, and just the comments you heard from the public just continue to underscore that. But I wanted to say kudos to this team, county administration and county council, our Office of Homeless Services Director Sirach, and also our HHS Chair, Councilwoman Conwell. We've all worked together, and our HHS Director, David Merriman, to get 2020 Lakeside open. Thank you for the support on that. Over $4 million in investment, over 14,000 square feet of new floor space, creating additional capacity for our men at the shelter from 2,100 now adjacent at 2020. Obviously, we've got to continue the work for our women that need really dignity housing, and we are going to continue to work toward those efforts, as was said again by Lou and others. But I just wanted to say Secretary Fudge's comments about the need to address our unhoused in America strike right here at home in Cuyahoga County, but I am proud that our team collectively has stepped up and will continue to step up. On other matters, I just wanted to remind everybody that the sexennial reappraisals are coming up, and it's a process that our fiscal team is working diligently with other partners, the state of Ohio and others on this. Thank them for the work they're already doing, but we're going out into the public to explain the process beginning Thursday, April 11th. We'll be in each of the county council districts through June 27th. So we'll encourage you to encourage your constituents to come out for a meeting to understand what this process is all about. Back to Washington, I wanted to specifically thank Congresspersons Shontel Brown, Senator Sherrod Brown, and Congressman Max Miller for the monies that have come home to Cuyahoga County specifically. In the case of the county itself, we successfully, through Congresswoman Brown, Senator Brown, and Congressman Miller, have secured $2.5 million in Freshwater Institute dollars and Next Gen 911 dollars. We've also, throughout the county, received other dollars through other agencies that has totaled millions when that budget, part of it was approved this past Friday, the first 6 pieces of it. So again, hats off, we've said to the Congress delegation, we appreciate their support. Also, Congresswoman Capter was able to get money secured for her Great Lakes Authority, which is a huge help to us here on the Great Lakes Basin. Wanted to, speaking of water and travel, and the longest distance traveler today, I think, is John Vickers, back from the UK. Welcome back, and he'll be here with an item before you tonight, but always welcome outside investors who believe in Greater Cleveland and Cuyahoga County. On the sports front, congrats to our St. Ignatius Wildcats winning the state high school hockey championship this past Saturday, and kudos also to University School that was the runner-up. I know I heard a grunt from St. Ed's there, but hey, we won the championship. Pat Kelly, just wanted to say happy birthday Friday. It was Councilman Kelly's birthday. You're young by comparison to the other birthday that was the day before, and that was Ohio Guidestone that turned 160, so you're just a spring chicken. And then lastly, just wanted two lastlies. Social Worker Month is this month. We obviously depend on our social workers in Cuyahoga County. They are the safety net that we talk about when we talk about Health and Human Services. Was with them today over at Jane Edna Hunter to thank them for their service. And so again, hats off to the social workers here in Cuyahoga County and beyond on Social Work Month. Finally, voting is on, as you all know, and we have issue 26 on the ballot, the Health and Human Service Levy. And I just want to say thanks to council members who've been out stumping for it and being a part of, helping us hopefully get over the goal line with the HHS levy. Thanks, Council President, members of council. Back to you.
At this time, legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2024-0089, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council 8, AFL-CIO, Local 3631, representing approximately 95 employees in the classification of Assistant Public Defender for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, to establish the terms of the wage reopener and to modify Article 46 and include a new Appendix B.
All right, this item was previously discussed in executive session, and council will take no action on this item.
Resolution 2024-0090, approving a memorandum of understanding to the collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council 8, AFL-CIO, Local 3631, representing approximately 96 employees in the classification of Assistant Public Defender for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024.
All right, this item also was previously discussed in executive session, and no action will be taken by this council on this item either. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2024-0091, awarding a total sum not to exceed $25,000 to Wall Street Nottingham Ltd. for the purpose of offering classes to small businesses from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Community Development Committee.
Resolution 2024-0092, awarding a total sum not to exceed $500,000 to the City of University Heights for the purpose of reimbursing costs for garage repair at the University Square Shopping Center from the District 10 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will be referred to the Community Development Committee.
Resolution 2024-0093, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County Non-Bargaining Classification Plan.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading.
Resolution 2024-0077, awarding a total sum not to exceed $50,000 to the Catholic Charities Corporation for capacity building development from the Catholic Charities St. Martin de Porres Family Center from the District 7 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
This item will move to the March 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0079, authorizing a pre-development economic development recoverable grant in the amount not to exceed $450,000 to Blue Abyss Operations, Inc. for the Blue Abyss project located on 12 acres on Aerospace Parkway in the city of Brook Park, Ohio, for the purpose of constructing the main astronaut and deep water training facility, a hotel, planetarium, and a long arm centrifuge building totaling approximately 300,000 square feet.
This item will move to the March 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Mr. President, can I at least review what took place in the committee? I believe that came out was voted out as a second reading suspension for all those who were in attendance at the meeting. Is that correct from all those as chairman of the meeting?
That's correct. I remember that.
Me too. And it's just a matter of correcting this for purposes for the record, I think.
It's been placed on the agenda as second reading and posted.
And I know it came out of committee as a second reading with the movement for second reading suspension.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller, take a moment.
would you entertain a motion to suspend the rules and place this on the agenda for second reading suspension?
Well, let's take a moment. I want to understand what happened so we can have discussion. Councilman, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, it's if we're going to suspend it under an emergency, what's the emergency? Well, one was we have laid this out as a matter that was going to come before us. We have Mr. Vickers has flown all the way in from overseas to be here at this meeting. It came out of the vote after a public discussion, and the vote out of the committee came out with under second reading suspension. And so I don't see any reason why we could not continue with that commitment that was made at the time before the folks from the community, from the project, and all other aspects.
Mr. President,
So,
Hold on.
okay, yes,
we'll take turns. Councilwoman.
I want Gallagher to
I
finish.
didn't get an answer. What's the emergency? It was not voted out correctly. It was voted out correctly, and it was written incorrectly into what was brought forth.
That I understand, but you attach an emergency to it. What's the emergency?
The emergency is that this is the first dollars of funding to go into this project, to which they need to build the rest of the capital stack, and this was going to be the building block to which they were going to start building the rest of the capital stack and to go forward. Timing is of the essence as far as land development and construction.
Are we first position on this?
We will be second position on the loan as far as on the real estate, because first position will be coming out in front of us.
So we need, I didn't watch the committee meeting, and I was informed that it was going to be voted on by a member from my district, and I said, no, it's second reading, what are you talking about? They said, unless there's an emergency. I don't see an emergency. Up to the chair.
And remember, when we do these full readings, it's obviously, this is also a pilot to a degree. And when we go full readings, we give the community a full opportunity to see, for it to, again, just go through our process. If we suspend our process and shorten the time, it certainly opens us up in the future. So, Councilwoman?
I agree. I don't see the emergency. This is casino revenue dollars, a huge, relatively large amount of money that we are extending a loan on for a project that may or may not come to fruition. It's a big project, I understand. People are excited about it, but that doesn't make an emergency for us as a council body if they can't, if their lenders and investors can't wait 2 more weeks knowing that this passed out of committee.
Councilman?
Well, this would be the first time to my recollection, in my 13 years, that we have voted something out of committee, and just because there's what I believe to be a typo in our records, this is, was voted out unanimously by the committee for second reading suspension. And so I would ask that you honor that request. The funding is not a grant until it moves forward. So from that standpoint.
Council President?
Yes.
Since it was voted out of committee as second reading suspension, we can go ahead and make the motion for second reading suspension.
And perhaps we could ask staff as to whether or not perhaps there's it's in the wrong place on the agenda. And
She did state it just now. She stated
Yeah.
it's in the wrong place.
Oh, okay. So it belongs under second reading suspension, I believe, as an appropriate place.
All right.
Mr. President?
Councilman?
I just want to, I didn't have the privilege to come to that committee meeting, but I just want to back up what Jack says. If it was indeed voted out as second reading suspension, I don't care unanimously or not, in a positive way, and there was a error in recording it, I think we should move forward, and I believe that's the protocol that should occur. Thank you.
Any other comments?
President, I don't have any objection.
All right. Okay, with that, we will entertain the motion that Councilman Miller put forward for second reading suspension.
Second.
Is there a second? It has been properly moved and seconded. Did I see the law director's hand? Did you want to weigh in?
Yes,
on proper protocol?
my recommendation would be for there to be a motion and a second to adopt the resolution, and then an incidental motion to suspend the rules. That would be my recommendation. We need to suspend the rules.
Would someone like to
I move that we suspend the rules.
make a motion to suspend the rules? It has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended. Now we may entertain Councilman Miller's motion, which is still on the floor. It has been properly moved and it has been seconded by Councilman Sweeney. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right.
Can I have I realize we already passed it, but can I have the opportunity for the discussion?
Discussion? Yes, you
Yes,
certainly
because
can.
we've got people that have come from around the globe. This is probably one of, I get a chance to be chairing the Economic Development Committee for 13 years, and I've enjoyed most of the projects because they're all job-related and job creation. But I have to say, this is one of the most fun and exciting projects that we've ever had a chance to hear. This is for want of a bigger a visual description, this will be the biggest swimming pool you've ever seen in your entire life, with the deep end of the swimming pool is 50 meters deep, 160 feet deep. This will be where astronauts will come from around the world to actually be trained on space equipment. The new space station that's going to replace the one that's up there, the astronauts will be coming in to actually test and swim and learn to live in practically a zero gravity component out there. To me, it's probably one of the most exciting things I've seen in a long time. It's not only going to have this pool for testing under the Blue Abyss It will also have a hotel connected to it. So tourists will come in and see firsthand that Northeastern Ohio is a place that we are actually going to place on the map as being the astronaut training center, one of the top places in the country. So you can go over as a tourist and actually take a flight up in in a simulated space and actually go into zero gravity out there. And so it's a very, very exciting project. And I believe we will be the first public dollars, Cuyahoga County will be putting in the first public dollars. So we're making a statement, sticking it on the map that we're committed to this project. I know there are other dollars that are coming in from private sector, but we are be the first public dollars to make a statement. So I am thrilled that everybody supported it. I know I probably took some of Dale's thunder because it's out in his district, but thank you very much for supporting this.
All right, any further discussion?
Yes.
President, I was speaking to Mr. Vickers out in the audience about, getting a little, since I did not make the committee, and one of my suggestions was, since we have such a large pool, how else can we utilize the final project? And they had stated that the Cleveland Film Commission could possibly use that space too to film movies that have pools. So just wanted to share that.
All right, Councilman Miller.
So I just want to say that this project is in my district, and Councilman Schron summarized it very well. I'm excited about this project and believe it's going to be transformational for the region. And I just want to thank Councilman Schron particularly for his help in expediting the project through his committee and the administration for their assistance as well, and also the support of my colleagues. Thank you very much.
All right, and Councilman Schron, I think I heard you said that they're here in the audience from out of town. Is there anyone who would like to take a moment? And
Well, Mr. Chairman, would Mr. Vickers like to take the microphone because he came a long way for a project of this nature, which is clearly going to be transformational for Northeastern Ohio.
President and Councilman, thank you very much indeed for your support. Yes, we recognise the...
Sir, if you could state your name, please.
John Vickers from Blue Abyss.
There's a little button that'll make a green light come on.
It's on. It's
Great, great.
Thank you. We're very grateful for the public support that you've given, as was recognised by one of the council members. This sort of balances with the public and private sector. We are one of the world's foremost extreme environment companies. We are making a first global statement about building humanity's capability to go into space more widely, return to the moon and beyond. Making that statement here in Cleveland is going to add to the rich first history that you have here in Ohio, from all the space initiatives, from the aerospace initiatives that you've registered here. We hope to build on that long legacy. Wherever we go elsewhere in the world, this will always be the first. As Mr. Schron very kindly said, this will bring all manner of people here from a tourist perspective, from international space aspirational astronauts, as well as other governments. We're working closely with NASA, Glenn, and we will expect this to help solidify their position in Cleveland and grow the commercial aspects of space in and around Northeast Ohio. Thank you very much for giving us your support.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, consideration of resolutions of council for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0035, awarding a total sum not to exceed $10,000 to Bessie's Angels for the purpose of funding the Bessie's Hands project from the District 9 ARPA Community Grant Fund.
I'd like to move to adopt.
Second.
I would like to turn this over to the sponsor.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Conwell. So this was heard in the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee. Bessie's Angels are one of our partners that help us with the mission of taking care of our foster children once they age out. And so this is a project that I felt was worthy of supporting. I had an opportunity to meet the founder at a church where I was the speaker for Women's Day or something like that. And she had such a compelling story. So I want to thank her and other community partners for helping the county do the work for the most vulnerable in our community. And I ask for my colleagues' support.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, if you could
Yes.
add my name to that.
Let's add Councilwoman Stevens' name. And Conwell.
Duly noted. Resolution 2024-0048, awarding a total sum not to exceed $20,000 to Crossroads Health doing business as New Directions for the purpose of the New Directions Summer Education Program from the District 8 and the District 11 ARPA Community Grant Funds.
Move to adopt. Thank you. This matter was heard in committee. We discussed it at the last council meeting that Councilman President Jones has added some money and funding toward the summer school program that helps youngsters get their completion of high school and education to move on into a sober-free life.
And again, I want to thank Councilwoman Simon for bringing this resolution and item to this body. It's clearly something I support, helping our young people to, again, graduate, to reach their full potential, and this was just an opportunity to support, again, what I consider a part of our Closing the Achievement Gap initiative. It's not a program, it's an initiative. Those that do the best practices that help our children succeed, they will find me standing there in support as well. So I'm happy to be a part and contribute in a small way to this item. So all those in favor?
Chairman?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how this works.
I'd like to do an amendment from the floor.
I would like to add an additional $10,000 to this.
Staff, let's get staff help here on this one.
Good afternoon, Council President Trevor Mackler, County Council staff. So if District 9 is going to add 10,000, I think that could be an amendment on the floor. So the Resolution 2024-0048 will now be an amount not to exceed $30,000. And the funding source will be from the District 8, District 9, and District 11 ARPA community grant funds.
So we make a motion to move that forward.
To increase the resolution by $10,000.
I have to say all that, so I make a motion.
That is the motion made by Councilwoman Conwell.
Second.
And is there a second?
Yes.
Cyril.
It's seconded by Councilwoman Stevens. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. We have Mike Matoney from New Directions here, and I'm sure he appreciates this and very passionate about this project. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. President, do we have to then have to pass?
Yes,
Need
can we
to
have an overall vote?
I believe.
Aye.
All right, well, we'll entertain a motion for,
I so move that we pass the resolution as amended.
Second.
properly moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2024-0049, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This legislation was brought forward by the PRC to revise our class plan. There are 3 new positions, 2 in HHS and 1 in the sheriff's office. Additionally, there are 2 revised classifications in the fiscal office. I support this legislation and ask for my colleagues' support.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2024-0094, amending the 2024-2025 biennial operating budget for 2024 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers, and amending resolution number 2024-0050, dated February 13th, 2024.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, my colleagues, this is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments. Answers to our questions to OBM are on your desks. Most items are routine appropriations and closeouts of grants, with the following being notable. $1,985,000 for 2 grants from the Ohio Department of Development for rapid rehousing to alleviate homelessness. A $350,000 general fund appropriation for new fingerprint scanning equipment for the jail. $670,000 appropriated from the commissary fund for the purchase of police dogs and defibrillators. A $350,000 general fund appropriation for the second Agilis ballot sorting machine for the Board of Elections, which was added by council during the last budget process, and $150,000 appropriated in a Cleveland Foundation grant to support the creation of a Chief of Climate and Sustainability. I recommend passage on first reading suspension.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0095, approving a proposed settlement in the matter of Tanya Clay et al. Versus Cuyahoga County et al., USDC, Northern District of Ohio, case number 118-CV02929.
Second. And this
I'm
item
sorry,
was
who, can we hear? Thank you. If you could make sure that your microphone is on, thank you. And who seconded?
by Turner.
Thank you.
And this item was previously discussed in executive session. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0096, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and excavating building material construction drivers, racetrack employees, public employees, manufacturing, processing, assembling, and installer employees, local union number 436, affiliated with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, representing approximately 10 employees in the classification of dog warden at the Department of Public Works, Animal Shelter Division, for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0097, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Communication Workers of America, Local 4340, Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department Bargaining Unit, representing approximately 40 employees in various classifications at the Sheriff's Department for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
And this item also was discussed in executive session, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2024-0098, confirming the county executive's appointment of Leonard D. Casimo to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2024-0099, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Carolyn Eisenhart to serve on the Cuyahoga County Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
may I have my name added, please?
Let's add Councilman Miller's name.
Thank you.
Resolution 2024-0100, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Nyla K. Bird to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for the term February 1st, 2024 through January 31st, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2024-0101, confirming the county executive's appointment of Ronald Jajitsky to serve on the Metro Health System Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending March 6, 2028.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2024-0102, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Project Management Consultants, LLC, for owner's representative services in connection with the Cuyahoga County Central Services Campus, formerly known as the Justice Center Complex Project, for the period January 9th, 2019 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to May 31st, 2025, to expand the scope of services effective upon signature of all parties and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $971,000.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2024-0103, making an award on requisition 7297 to Gilbane Building Company in the amount not to exceed $33,353,000 for design build services in connection with the Cuyahoga County Central Services Campus.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved to seconded. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2023-0318, confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Citizens Advisory Council on Equity for the term July 15th, 2023 through July 14th, 2026.
Move to adopt. Second. These recommendations for reappointment were put forward by the administration and presented by Zoe Toscas. All three candidates appeared before the HR committee on various dates. They all provided very insightful thoughts regarding their desire to continue to serve on this committee. I ask for your support on all three reappointments.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0052, confirming the county executive's appointment of Ayana Blue Donald to serve on the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Am I just for this one, Andrea, or just this
It's
one?
going to be after this 3 through 10.
Okay. These recommendations for appointment to the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services were put forward by the administration and presented by Ms. Toscas. All of these candidates appeared before the committee on March 5th. I was very impressed with all the candidates' experience and their genuine desire to improve the lives of seniors in our community, and I ask for your support on all of these appointments.
Right.
This appointment.
All those in favor of supporting Resolution 52, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Council President?
Yes.
Council Rule 9C allows for the reading of very similar items by abbreviated titles. Therefore, items 3 through 10 will be read into the record by abbreviated titles if there are no objections.
No objection.
Resolution 2024-0054, confirming the county executive's appointment of Amara Lane for the term January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2025.
Move to adopt. Second. This recommendation for appointment to the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board for Senior and Adult Services was put forward by the administration. We heard from her on March 5th in committee. I ask for my support of this appointment.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2024-0056, confirming the county executive's appointment of Dr. Robert Eckhart to serve on the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
As the two previous appointees, I ask for your support.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0057, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Kathleen Hallisey for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, I ask for your support of this appointment.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0060, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Shannon Maniak for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, I ask for your support of this appointment.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0061, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Yvette Bozeman for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, I ask for your support of this appointment.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0062, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Yavanka Hall for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt. I ask for your support of this appointment.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0063, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Beth Sipple for the term January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2025.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Again, I ask for your support of this appointment.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0066, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Julie Johnson for the term January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt. Second. Okay, and finally, I ask for your support of this appointment.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0082, making an award on requisition 13736 to Katz Construction, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $1,998,321.23 for the resurfacing of Forbes Road from Fair Oaks Road to Richmond Road in the cities of Bedford, Bedford Heights, and the village of Oakwood in connection with the 2021-2024 Transportation Improvement Program.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, Public Works met on Wednesday, March 6th. The presentation was by Nicole English. The resolution is very specific on the work being done. I would only like to add the funding source, which is 55% from the federal, 19% from the Ohio Public Works grant, 13% from county road and bridge, and 13% from the cities involved. Public Works unanimously recommended passage on the second reading suspension.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2024-0086, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Applewood Centers, Inc. for secure residential treatment services for the period January 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2024, to change the terms effective upon contract signature of all parties and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,941,245.20.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, as this was heard in committee, our justice partners at the juvenile court came before us. This is for a contract with the Applewood Centers for Residential Treatment for those children under the care of the juvenile court. Recommendation was adoption.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0087, authorizing Title 4D cooperative agreements with various providers in the total amount not to exceed $11,473,857.03 for child support services for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024 for the providers A through E.
Move to adopt. Mr. President, at this time, I'd like to, this item was heard in the Health and Human Services Committee on 3/6. There was a lot of technical changes, so I'd like to propose a substitute, but I'd like to turn it over to the Law Director to explain the changes.
Okay.
Thank you. Certain technical corrections, as mentioned, were made at the March 6th committee meeting. There are certain other technical corrections that are proposed to be made now for specificity, accuracy, and to conform with certain state requirements.
Thank you. So I propose this, I'll make a motion to propose this substitute.
Second, Simon.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any further discussion on the proposed substitute? If not, all those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All those in favor of adopting the resolution on its merits, say aye.
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 As substituted. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0088, authorizing an amendment to a contract with Young Women's Christian Association of Greater Cleveland, Ohio, doing business as YWCA, Greater Cleveland, for operation and case management services at the Norma Herr Women's Shelter for the period January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2024, to change the terms effective January 1st, 2024, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,536,793.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this was also heard in the Health and Human Services Committee on March 6th. It is very vital services for our women here in Cuyahoga County, and I ask my colleagues for their support.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2024-0067, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires the resurfacing of Warrensville Center Road from Fairmont Boulevard to Mayfield Road in the cities of University Heights and South Euclid. Total estimated project costs $7,500,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's cost of said improvement.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President and colleagues, on Wednesday, February 21st, Nicole English presented this resolution of welfare and convenience for the resurfacing of Warrensville Center Road from Fairmount Boulevard to Mayfield Road in the cities of University Heights and South Euclid. This is the first step in preparing to execute a road and bridge project. The estimated cost is $7,500,000. The Public Works Committee unanimously recommended passage on third reading.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2024-0069, authorizing an amendment to a contract with the Near West Side Multi-Service Corporation, doing business as May Dugan Center, for lease of office space located at 4115 Bridge Avenue, Cleveland, for use by Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Adult Probation Department for the period August 8th, 2020 through July 31st, 2025, to extend the time period to July 31st, 2030, to change the terms and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $177,000.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President and colleagues, on Wednesday, February 21st, John Myers presented this resolution, which would extend the lease on behalf of the Adult Probation Department at the May Dugan Multi-Purpose Center at 4115 Bridge Avenue for 5 years starting July 31st, 2025, for a cost not to exceed $177,000. The county decided to act early and lock in this lease at only a slight increase in rent. The Public Works Committee unanimously recommended passage on third reading.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of an ordinance for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend those rules.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Ordinance 2024-0002, enacting Section 206.03 of the Cuyahoga County Code to rename the Cuyahoga County Advisory Council on Women's Health as the Cuyahoga County Women's Health Commission, repealing Section 208.05.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. And Zoe, if you'd like to speak to this matter.
Good evening, Council President. Zoe Toscas from the County Executive's Office.
In agreement with council members who sponsored this legislation, the county executive would like to change the name of the Cuyahoga County Advisory Council on Women's Health to Cuyahoga County Women's Health Commission. The word commission helps to elevate the importance of the work that this group will be tasked with. And passing this ordinance at first reading under suspension of the rules allows us to begin submitting our board appointments to county council before the end of March, which is Women's History Month. We ask for your support, and I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Any discussion or questions? If not, all right, thank you very much. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of an ordinance for third reading adoption.
Ordinance 2024-0001, providing for the adoption of a modified section 6.12 of the Cuyahoga County Employee Handbook.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This modification to the employee handbook establishes a policy for the reemployment of employees after retirement. If you recall, the policy was requested by this body after the administration wanted to rehire the fiscal officer, so there was a clear understanding of why and how employees would be eligible to rehire. There was also discussion in the committee regarding the equity involved in these types of decisions, as well as what the county is doing in the future, in the area of succession planning to avoid the need to rehire in the future. I ask for your support of this policy.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The ordinance is adopted.
Mr. President, I just wanted to share that under in the HHS, that's 8 agencies, I have I started that process at the beginning of the year, and so has implemented that in terms of asking each director who is their number 2 or number 3 to step up. Just by chance of me starting that, one of our directors for child support had to have some emergency time off, and so, see, it works, having that person cross-trained to step right in there, and that's fine.
Good. Excellent. All right, any further discussion, comment? All right. At this time, we'll entertain our miscellaneous committee reports.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
Finance and Budget will not meet at our next regular time, but it is expected to meet, no fooling, on Monday, April the 1st at 1 p.m.
Out of order. All right.
Mr. President, Public Works has nothing on the agenda for next week.
All right.
Health and Human Services will meet at its regularly scheduled time.
As will Human Resources.
How about public safety? Will it? All right. If nothing else, if there are no other committee reports, is there any miscellaneous business?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. We'll just start here and go down the line.
Marty first.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. It's March 17th on Sunday. We have a public officials unit, so everyone's invited. And the parade starts at 2 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock because it's on a Sunday, just out of respect for our religious services. So come on down and march with us, and I think it's, I always enjoy myself, so thank you.
Mr. President, I also would like to jump on the bandwagon and congratulate the mighty Ignatius Wildcats for their hockey championship. I believe it's back-to-back. So congratulations to those boys. I'd also not want to forget that Garfield, Ignatius are in the Sweet 16 in basketball. Hopefully they can bring something home to us. And Glenville, I believe, is in the Sweet 16. But let's get on to the real matter of the fact.
Wrestling, baby.
The mighty St. Edward Eagles. And I know it becomes dull and boring, but stay with me. They came within 2 points of breaking their own record on scoring at the championships down in Columbus. And they brought home that, not just the title, but 4 champions, eight finalists, unheard of. But it's not only back to back, to back, to back, to back, to back to back to back to back. 9 back-to-backs, 44th championship in wrestling, unheard of in the state of Ohio in any sport. We congratulate those young men and hope again that Ignatius and Garfield and Glenville can be mentioned here soon with state championships.
I think I'm going to challenge you to a wrestling match.
Council President, if I
Yes,
may, I
Councilwoman.
just wanted to echo the executive sentiments about Secretary Fudge. I wanted to wish her all the best in her return to life as a private citizen. It was through her accepting of President Biden's role in his administration that created a vacancy on this body for our own Chantel Brown to move up into Congress. And so I am beholden to her in so many ways. So I just, again, want to wish her the best. She represented us well at every seat of the table that she sat. So welcome home, Sora Fudge.
All right, and I'd just like to echo those words. Marcia Fudge has served from mayor all the way up to our congresswoman, and then as our HUD secretary, who brought back many dollars back to this community. So she has been a true public servant. I could not be happier for her in her time now as she looks to the next phase of her life. And we owe her a debt that cannot be repaid, and I'm just happy for her. So again, just want to acknowledge her in this time. Are there any other further comments? If not,
Council President?
yes.
Ms. Cheryl Stevens is not at the dais, and I would just like to let everyone know that there is a CD meeting taking place on Monday, March 18th. And Councilmember Conwell, you didn't have any items that were referred. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, if nothing else holds our attention, this meeting is now adjourned.